so you've just received anchor point. This is going to be your accessory box. You open up the accessory box, you'll find a bit of crumpled paper to stop stuff from rattling around. You'll find a set of toe clamps. These are so you can attach your anchor point to either a T-slot table or Sanders Machineworks plate. There are drawings on the product page to explain how to do it, and it'll also be in the quick start guide. You'll then find a packet with a pull stud and a poke yoke screw for every pallet you've ordered. So all the accessories will be in one box, the bang pallets will be in their own box. But pull stud and a screw. So in this case, there's a starter kit, it comes with two. Then you've got a coil of 5 meters of 6mm pneumatic hose. I'm not going to take that out right now, but that's for hooking it up to your machine. And then in your pneumatics accessory pack, you'll find the slide valve. The slide valve gets screwed directly into the side of the anchor point. And then on this end, you can choose from one of two options. We have got the elbow that goes to 6mm push to connect. That can screw in. I like to use the elbow because it then gets the pipe running parallel and off the table pretty easily. But you can also run the straight fitting and run it out the front of the table. There is a 1/8 and a 1/4 inch fitting for you to connect up to your machine's distribution block so that you can tie in the other end of the airline. The slide valve is when it's slid away from the anchor point, the valve is closed, and to unlock the anchor point you slide it forward. It'll then pressurize the anchor point and unlock. With your anchor point system, you also receive 2 blank pallets. If you order more, you'll obviously get more. They come in 2 per box, again wrapped in brown paper that can just be recycled after the fact. That should prevent them from getting damaged in transit. So we unwrap the pallet. You will find that the top half of the pallet hasn't been touched. We've machined the bottom and we've machined halfway up. The reason for that cost savings to pass on to you guys, the high precision features are in. When you put it in your machine, you can deck it off and machine in your required features. On the bottom, you'll find the 2 locating bores. These are about 10 to 20 microns bigger than the pins on the anchor point system to make it actually possible to put it on and off. Your pull stud screws into the center hole, and this hole over here is your poker yoke screw. So in each pallet hardware kit, you'll see there's a little M6 screw. You screw that in there and it'll make sure you can only insert the pallet in a single orientation onto your anchor point system. Okay, in this section, we're going to cover connecting up the pneumatics to your anchor point system and some do's and don'ts. In the accessory pack, you'll find a slide valve and a series of fittings. In this case, we've used the elbow to connect to our slide valve. We recommend some Teflon tape or sealing Loctite. We've also then screwed it into the anchor point's body. Again, Teflon or Loctite is recommended. You then connect up your 6mm airline, connect it to your shock pressure. There are 2 fittings included that will allow you to connect to a 1/8 or a 1/4 inch BSP manifold if your machine so happens to have one. Otherwise, the 1/4 inch can be connected to a quick disconnect and you can plug into your air system. When the slide valve is in the rear position or towards the operator position, the unit will be clamped. There will be no air pressure going into the unit. The unit doesn't require air to clamp. When you slide it forward, it will then pressurize the system and release the pallet. There may be a slight air purge through the center. That is to be expected. It's just to help keep coolants from getting into the system. We do recommend that you leave the system clamped when not in use, and we also do recommend that you put a blank pallet on and leave it in your machine that way to prevent ingress of chips and coolant into the gripper mechanism. If stuff does get in there, you can just hit it with the air gun and blast it out, but obviously we would prefer if you avoid that. Do also make sure the surface is always clean when replacing pallets, because a chip on there will affect your Z height.